Toyota's about to reveal something enormous. Check this out. Look at this teaser page, and we're getting close. We're only about a day and a half away at this point of this official reveal of whatever Akio Toyoda is planning. Initially, the Century logo was placed all the way over here, and he's like, nah, it's got to be placed in the middle. So we know that Century is going to be involved with this announcement. We know it's going to be Gazoo Racing. That's probably going to be the focus. You got to keep in mind, Akio Toyoda, his number one passion is sports cars, and then I would say his second passion is Century and Crown, and then Lexus maybe far down the line. That's why, like, I don't think we're going to see too much Lexus stuff. And what's interesting about this is that the last couple days have been really focused down and boiling down on sports cars, which doesn't come as a surprise. All right, so we go to the translation here. The newest day says, hey, the day after tomorrow, meaning 2 days from now, Akio said at Fuji Speedway, please look forward to Toyota Times on the 13th. The story will be fully revealed. Now, I broke earlier, and we have yet to see if it's true or not, but I broke in another video that Toyota has chosen Lexus to carry GR branded cars inside of Lexus dealerships, and you'd have your own, sales team focused just on GR cars and service for GR cars inside of a Lexus dealership. If that is true, the LFR, the Lexus LFR flagship to succeed the LFA is officially dead as a Lexus product. It will still be sold as a Lexus dealership, but it is its own thing now. And I think that's what Akio wants to do. He wants to spin Gazoo Racing into its own thing. All the current Gazoo Racing cars are under the Toyota brand. How long will that be? I don't know. Will they just get rid of the Toyota badge and put a Gazoo Racing badge on stuff? I don't know. All right. We shall find out in a couple days. But what happened yesterday is also very fascinating. Toyota Times will reveal the story soon, and it says the sign at Fuji Speedway has changed. On the left is a 2000 GT, next to it is the LFA, and next to that is, and let me pull up the image, this car right here. Okay, it is similar yet different from anything we've seen so far. All right, and I need to explain that. So over here, 2000 GT. Okay. Right in the middle, LFA. Ooh, looks good in yellow. Okay, and then we have this new Gazoo Racing badged car. Now, could it still be a Lexus? And Lexus, anything with a GR badge on it, could still be sold by a different person in the Lexus dealership. It could still have a Lexus badge on it. It's still possible. But I don't know what to think anymore. I feel like everything's getting turned upside down. And a GR technically could replace Lexus F. We know Lexus F is a joke. They've killed off all their true F cars. They never came out with the LCF. They killed the GSF, the ISF, the RCF. All we have are some weak F sports. Yeah, they're a weak sauce. And I don't care if it's an F Sport Performance because, well, the IS 500 is dead at this point. It is interesting how this image lines up to other things we've seen in the past. Let me pull up some things for you. First off, I want to pull up the images from 2021 when Toyota announced at the Auto Salon, the Tokyo Auto Salon, obviously, this car. It was called the GR GT3. And it looked like a Batmobile. It looks freaking amazing. Now, the designs on this have changed, and I'll explain how in a little bit. But designs have changed on this, and until like the Goodwood Festival Speed, like the designs kept changing. Now it seems to be locked in. Okay, so right here on the side, this is now completely vertical on this car, and the front end has changed as well. Now, the back end, we don't know yet. There's so much camouflage on the cars going around, so it's hard to tell what's going on with the lights. But if we look at the light differences, okay, this is the GT3 model. You see two lights here, and this model just has one. All right, so let's zoom into this car to see if this is what's going to be revealed. And the answer is it seems like it absolutely is. It matches up perfectly. Let's look at the light. Let's just zoom in the light over here because that's all what we have to compare with, right? So we have this weird little circular thing here. It looks like probably a parking sensor, to be honest, now that I'm looking at it. At first I thought, I'm like, is that the 360 camera? No, it looks to be the proximity sensor. So we have that. We have the exact same bezel that it is inlaid into. We have the exact same, or at least awfully similar cutout. This looks a little bit longer here, but it could just be the shadows. The cutout here for the lights. All right, the lights look a little bit slimmer here on this top, but again, we're looking at a weird camera angle, and it is what it is. But honestly, the overall shape of this headlight looks to be very similar. Just a single beam here for the headlight, and then we have a daytime running light underneath of it. And this side, you can see it a little bit better. This daytime running light underneath here. This is just a reflection on top. That's not a daytime running light. All right, so looks to be like they're going to reveal the LFR or whatever they call it. Again, it might not be a Lexus. If it is a Lexus, Lexus is ditching F altogether, and Gazoo Racing is going to be its own thing. I don't know. Time will tell. Like this is pretty cryptic by Akio at this point. All right, you also have this little maybe support bracket here coming down. That looks to be carried over. You look at the horizontal design pieces. That's here as well. How exactly the same? Because if you look here where this little aluminum piece is coming out of, I can see two horizontal fins here. And you see two horizontal fins here. The only difference is this says the Gazoo Racing badge. Previously, they didn't have the Gazoo Racing badge. Everyone knew it was a Toyota or Lexus product, but there was no mention of Gazoo Racing. But this is the overall outline that we're going to see revealed in 2 days from now. And if you guys, I didn't even go into this cutout. You look at this cutout. There's a lot of glare here. But there's a parking sensor right there. There's a parking sensor if you look closely right down here. Overall, same exact design shape right here. So I am going to go out on a limb, and I've said this for the last month, is that I don't think that this is a Lexus product. I hope I'm wrong. I think it'd be amazing for Lexus to have a flagship sports car, but Toyota, Akio, he wants Gazoo Racing to be have its own identity. I only see F being replaced by Gazoo Racing, and you might be saying, Kirk, what about full-blown F cars? Full-blown F cars might be gone. I don't know. I have zero, unless it goes fully electric. And let me explain. In August, Lexus out of nowhere for the Monterey Car Week revealed this insane concept. This vehicle is kind of an evolution of the electric sports car that they showed in 2020. Was that 2022, 2021, end of 2021? This thing's just, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Some of my colleagues got a chance to do some walk-arounds on this car. That's a terrible image. I apologize. And it looks great. So I think this is more where Lexus is going. I don't think Lexus is going to have the twin-turbo V8 LFR. Now, this could be called the LFR. They could have just swapped that name over. All right. But it looks like the Lexus flagship is less and less likely to be a gas car that we just looked at that will be revealed in 2 days. And it's more likely to be a battery electric flagship. Now, in order to have a battery electric flagship, in my opinion, solid state batteries would really set them apart. Look, yes, you can have a fast as heck electric car. They're a dime a dozen in China right now. But if Lexus wants to do something special here, come out with solid state batteries. I'm working. All right, love you. Good morning. Oh man, my 9-year-old, her hair all in her face. That's hilarious. All right, like this car. Look at this. Look at this. Is so sleek, and it looks a little Porsche, and I'm okay with that. Porsches typically have gorgeous designs. So we'll see what happens with this car. I hope, here's the thing. I hope in 2 days they show off the Gazoo Racing product. Let's go back to it. They show this thing right here. And then at the Japan Mobility Show, I hope they showed this in more detail. Maybe, maybe not. It might be too early to show or to explain what this car is. But come on, you come out with the concept and the press release on it at Car Week had no information. So maybe they're waiting for the information drop to happen at Japan Mobility Show, which, by the way, I will be packing my bags for like in 2 weeks. Next week, I'll be driving, and Monday, I'll be driving the new Toyota RAV4. So you want to stay locked in on the channel. Not only will I update you Monday, gosh, I'll be traveling. So whatever Akio Toyoda reveals, I might not be able to cover it unless I get up like super early in the morning. He'll probably reveal it like our time, something early, like 1 a.m. or something like that. I haven't looked into it, but it's typically how it works. This car down below, this seems to be where Lexus is headed, fully electric, which I'm not excited about, to be honest, because I feel like Toyota just skipped performance hybrids altogether. And if we go back to this image, this car is supposed to have twin turbo V8. We've been hearing that it's having issues getting certified through emissions, and it may be delayed another year or two. And if that's the case, then it gets more complicated because then you have to deal with Euro 7 qualifications, and that it just might not come to the market at that point, at least for Europe, which makes no sense. It has to. So they're going to have to probably hybridize this car for certain markets, plug-in hybrid this car for certain markets, and then you have, you know, small volumes of the GT3 with just a twin turbo V8 producing 500 horsepower. All right, which is very, very underpowered, I would say, for what that engine's capable of. We know this engine can easily hit 600 horsepower, no problem. And once you start electrifying it, they've said like 900 to 1,000 horsepower. We'll see. Time will tell. It's exciting. When was the last, guys? This is how few and far between. I should be like, I'm half asleep right now. It's like 4 something, but this is how few and far between Toyota has hit performance this hard. 2000 GT back in the 60s. All right. 2010 with the LFA. Now here we are in 2025, and we're getting this announcement of elite performance car from Toyota. It's awfully, awfully exciting. And I don't want to get my hopes up too much, but at this point, we're going to get a reveal. And I hope it's not just a design reveal. I hope it's like, hey, here's the sort of performance. Here's the sort of numbers we're getting at Nürburgring. Here's what markets we plan on selling it for. Here's the different configurations. Here's the interior. I want to see this car with as much information as possible. I know we were not going to get pricing on it, but estimations for pricing is anywhere from $150,000 to $200,000. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you tuning in. And again, stay locked in on the channel. I'll update you as soon as I physically possibly can. Well, what happens with the reveal on the 13th, and also any sort of coverage I can get with this car at the Japan Mobility Show, I will share. There's no way it won't be at the Japan Mobility Show. 100% will be there. And my friend and I, David Chow, we will bring you hands-on coverage of as many cars as possible, not just Toyota or Lexus or Gazoo Racing. It's going to be all the brands from Japan. So thank you guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day and stay safe out there. Peace.